Well, I'm with Josh Taylor, and I can see him now, and he looks like he's in a spaceship. But in fact, tell us where you are, Josh.
Right, I'm actually in space. I'm on my way to space at the minute. You see, there's Earth. There's Earth. There, Mother Earth. No, I'm in a hyperbaric chamber at the minute in the gym. So yeah, I'm just lying, chilling out, getting some of my oxygen and replenishing myself. So yeah, it's good.
Tell us what happens in the hyperbaric chamber then.
Well, it's like a tube. It's an inflatable tube that I'm in, and it's like pressurized. It's pure oxygen that I'm breathing in and pressurized. So it's really good for getting into the blood and replenishing your muscles, your blood cells, and it's really good for your whole body. You know, recovery and stuff. So yeah, it's really good.
So do you spend like an hour a day in that at the moment or something?
Yeah, we'll try and spend maybe about an hour and a half in it, you know, just lying in here for an hour and a half, maybe go for a little sleep and stuff and chill out in it. So yeah, it's good. We'll try and do it maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So yeah, it's good.
Is it like a natural high when you're in there? Do you feel very good in there with that extra kind of oxygen going into your lungs?
Oh, I just feel nice and relaxed. You know, it's quite warm in here. It's quite relaxed, but it's pure oxygen. Pure oxygen is coming in from here, and one at the other side and one slightly further down. So yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Time passes very quickly. It seems like yesterday that you became undisputed champion, but already a couple of months have passed. What have you been doing in that time, apart from drinking beer and getting your beer belly sorted?
Getting my dad bod. Yeah, eating pizza and Chinese food and good steaks and good living, fine dining. Yeah, it's been good. But no, I've been pretty busy. Obviously, there was the lack of coverage on the lead up to the fight, and the lack of coverage on the fight and stuff as well was pretty disappointing for me. But when I come back, the media attention was brilliant. You know, it was really good. I've been doing a lot of things, a lot of media interviews, a lot of TV stuff, a lot of interviews and a lot of media stuff and events and stuff like that, and up and down to London quite a lot. I was on a question of sport, and then I went on to a league of their own and things like that. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been pretty cool. It's been a pretty cool couple of months. But it's time to get back to work now.
Tell us about the face-off with Ranganathan. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. You know, I kind of thought they were setting me up to make me look like a bit of a prat. You know, because they come in and the producers were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a laugh, we'll have a good time, and you know, we'll slag each other off and stuff like that." And they were like, you know, don't be scared to, you know, slag him about his eyes and stuff. And I was like, oh, you're setting me up here. I was like, I've never met the guy before. I'm not going to slag him about his eyes. But then we got into the show, and I'd met him about 20 minutes before filming started, and some of the other contestants were slagging him, and like, I'm thinking, oh, these folk have definitely met him before. I'm definitely not doing that, you know. But it was real good fun. I got roasted for like 4 hours from them all. So yeah, it was really good. It was good fun. The guys were cool. Ramesh, Jamie Redknapp, big Mika Richards, you know, obviously the big man Freddie as well. They were all really sound guys, and it was a real fun show. Yeah, it was cool.
Did Ramesh have decent smack talk in your view, in his glasses, in his robe?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was real good fun. It was good. All the lads were really sound and made me feel really welcome. So yeah, it was good.
Do you feel in that sense that in the last few months that you perhaps have gained the recognition that you didn't get in the lead up to it, and maybe with the immediacy of landing, I saw you then, that people are recognising who you are and what you've done?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's coming a little bit more now. You know, it's not before time, I don't think. You know, I think maybe, you know, if I'd been someone else, or, you know, maybe it would have been a little bit different, a little bit more of a big deal. I don't know why it was. It's still a little bit frustrating, you know, but I don't lose any sleep over it, you know. I know how good I am. I know what the achievement I did. I know how great the achievement is, what I achieved there, and what I accomplished. I know how good it was. And I don't really care for the people's adulations, but if I'd been someone else, it maybe would have been a different story, you know. But you know, it doesn't really bother me. I don't lose sleep over it, Gareth. You know, you've known me for a long time. I'm not a show pony. I don't live for the cameras or for the bright lights. So it doesn't really bother me. I know what I've did is a special achievement.
But there is a massive. I mean, I love the outpouring in Scotland for you, and you know, obviously you've got fans all over the UK and in America even, and obviously you've got fans at the Ring magazine as well because you're now installed at number 5, which we know we've talked about before, and you feel you thoroughly deserve that based on your last 6-7 performances. Anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But the you have had a bit of time, like you say, to relax. Have you put on weight? I don't know, you were saying you haven't put a lot of weight. Have you put on weight before?
Yeah, I put up a picture the other day, and you know, I did look a little bit tubby, you know, but it's mostly just water weight, you know. I've not put much fat on. It's mostly just water weight. I still had some abs when I tensed up and stuff, so yeah, I've not put up a whole lot of weight, you know. I took off longer than I wanted to because of doing the media stuff and things like that. So therefore, I put on a little bit more weight because I was eating good food, drinking good drinks, and you know, and eating a lot of sweeties and chocolate and making up for lost time. But no, I haven't put up an awful lot of weight. I'm actually okay. I weighed myself this morning. I was only 74 kilograms. So it is easy, you know. It's the weight is never an issue. So yeah, I feel good. You know, I'm just a little bit soft and unconditioned at the minute. That's all.
We're 3 months away from the fight date, pretty much to the day. The 18th of December.
Yeah.
This year, obviously, Jack Catterall, defence of all the belts, up in Scotland.
Yeah.
Are you in camp now for that duration? Are you back down with Ben Davison and in camp for that duration?
Yeah. I've sort of been ticking over the last few weeks, you know, and getting myself back into the swing of things and getting run on the miles in the road and things like that, getting myself back into the swing of things with the run. But this is my first week back in camp down in Harlow here in Essex. So yeah, I'm going to be here now for the remainder until the fight, you know, and giving it my all and living and breathing it as I always do, Gareth. You know how I do it. You know, I always live and breathe it and give it my 100% and put my life on hold for this game. So this is how I like to do it, and it'll be no different this one. It'll be, if not even more, because, you know, I've now achieved what I want to achieve. If I wanted to achieve in the sport, it's now holding on to it. You know, people are going to want to come and take what I've got now. So the hard work begins now, you know, if not harder work now, because I've got to keep what I've got now. I've got something that everybody wants, a huge target on my back. So it's up to me to make sure that I can keep these belts.
How disappointed are you that DAZN and Eddie Hearn have put Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora on the same night?
I'm not a big fan of Eddie Hearn, you know. He's done that to me about 4 times now on the same night of most of my biggest fights. He's also put someone else on that bill or on a bill on the same night. He's done that a number of times to me now. So if he's listening, he can have some of that.
That's a go away Eddie Hearn sign. You've just yeah. Do you think it's deliberately to spoil?
Listen, it's happened 4 times. It's not by accident, is it? You know, it's happened 4 times that he's done this to me in different shows. So he's obviously done it on purpose. You know, it's not by mistake anyway. So he can shove the middle fingers right up to him if he wants.
Talk to us about Jack Catterall. He's a guy who's patiently waited for his opportunity. This is a massive occasion for him. Talk to us about what you know about him, and I assume you will not be underestimating him for a moment.
100%, I'm not underestimating him. I've been getting asked 100% a lot of the time how much, what's next, what's after Jack Catterall, what's next, what do you plan to do on next, are you moving up weight, are you doing this, are you doing that? You know, for me, the only thing for me is Catterall. You know, obviously I do have goals and ambitions, but Jack Catterall is standing in the way of me achieving these goals and ambitions. So the goal then becomes Jack Catterall, and he's a very, very good fighter. He's 26-0. He's beat everybody that's in front of him, you know, with kind of no questions asked. He's had a couple of tough fights with opponents that, you know, I think I would blow away. But, you know, he is a very, very good fighter. I think it's more due to the fact he's not had the opposition in front of him. So I think we'll see the best of Jack Catterall yet, you know. I think I'll bring out the best in him, but I just believe that his best isn't good enough to beat me.
You have victory projecting forward to the 18th of December. You have victory there, okay? Is there anyone else in that division that you want to fight with outside Jack Catterall at the moment?
I'm not really interested. I'm only interested in myself. You know, I'm only interested in myself and what I want to do and the goals I want to achieve. I've beat everybody in the division. I've proved I'm the best. I've proved I'm the best time and time again for the last 6 fights that I'm a worthy champion. I've proved I'm world class. I then won a world title. I then unified the division, and now I'm undisputed champion. So I feel I've proved that I'm the best in that division, no doubts. So we'll see what happens. If the right fight comes along, yeah, I can stay at 140 or 100%. You know, I believe I'm a career 140 pounder. You know. But I've got the size and the frame and the strength to go up to 147 as well, and hopefully chase a second weight world title. You know, that's goals and ambitions in mind longer down the line. So that's the goals that I've got. But if the right fight comes along at 140 still, then yeah, I'll stay there. You know, but I'm not interested in calling out anybody, or everybody's going to call out me now. So whoever wants to fight, and if it's at the right time for me, I'll take it. I'm not scared of anybody. I'll fight absolutely anybody, Gareth. You know.
Obviously, you're going to have this fight in Scotland, and it's going to generate so much interest. You have victory there, and would you like to take? Obviously, Bob Arum's based in Las Vegas. It's a massive venue. He's always using it. Do you want the opportunity for people to travel? For 2022, it looks possible. Do you want the hordes to travel with you to Vegas for a big fight?
Yeah, 100%. You know, although that was my best achievement in my boxing career, for me, it was kind of tainted a little bit, you know, kind of tarnished a little bit, because I couldn't take the people that were nearest and dearest to me, my friends, my family, my mum, my dad, my sister, my fiance, my friends, you know, that have been there for me from day one. It was my biggest fight, biggest achievement, and they couldn't be there with me. You know, it was just myself and my team, and a couple of my pals that I took with me because my parents couldn't come with me, you know, so it was a little bit tarnished, you know, but we ended up fighting in an arena that with little over 1,000 people in, because of the restrictions, the COVID restrictions, you know, and then the week after it was full capacity, and the week after I boxed it was full capacity, so it was like a little kick in the teeth. It was just, it's very frustrating, you know. I grew up fighting and watching like your Ricky Hattons and all that, going over to America and taking fighters over, your Tyson Furies, and taking armies over, supporters, Carl Frampton, and you know, and I finally land a fight like that. I've been fortunate enough of the 1% of the support to do that, and it gets shut down by nobody allowed to travel with me, and not just myself and my team. It was a real kick in the teeth, you know, because you grow up absolutely dreaming of having fights like that in front of thousands and thousands of fans, a packed house, and you know, the big atmosphere, you know, taking the travelling support with me, and none of that was able to happen. So it was kind of, I've kind of forgotten about it because it didn't mean much to me, because I couldn't take much there. Although the fight meant a lot to me, but I've forgotten about kind of the whole experience of the thing, because it was for me, it was tainted a little bit.
Yeah, that emotive feeling with the crowd. I mean,
yeah.
I know you're focusing on yourself, as you said, but if you could pick 2 super fights, and they're in my mind, one from a guy coming up from lightweight to super lightweight, and you going up to 147 welterweight, if you could pick 2 super fights that could stay in legacy for you, who would they be?
Listen, there's lots of fights out there. There's lots of super fights actually out there for me.
I agree.
You know, and it's not just the one you're thinking about. I know the one you're thinking about, Teofimo Lopez. That'd be a big fight. The fight with Davies would also be a big fight. The fight with Regis Progress would also be a big fight. You know, there's lots and lots of fighters out there, and there's fighters coming through the ranks now that are quite good too.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia, I would love to whip him up. Yeah,
that's a big fight as well.
It would be good. So there's lots and lots and lots of mega fights out there for me, though I'm not short of options. So I'm really not fussy, Gareth, who it is. I believe I can beat every single one of them. So I'm really not fussy who it is or who comes next. I really don't care. I believe in myself to beat every single one of them. You know, and then when I move up to welterweight, I do believe I can win these fights as well. I believe I can beat these guys too. I believe in my own ability, and I can win these fights 100%.
I'd love to see you fight Terence Crawford as well. I mean, that's a terrific fight, you know.
Yeah, I'd love to get that fight as well. You know, I think it would be a great fight.
Before you fall asleep in the hyperbaric chamber, let me ask you, you know him well, Anthony Joshua. You're at the English Institute of Sport with him at the same time. You're at the Olympics with him at the same time. Anthony Joshua fights Alexander Usyk next weekend. What's your take on the fight, and what are the dangers of Usyk in your view?
Well, Usyk is a very, very skillful fighter. You know, he can box, he can be crafty, he can be smart, he can be really hard to hit. He can be really good. He's very clever. He knows what he's doing boxing wise. But at heavyweight, he's at quite a big disadvantage in terms of size and strength. You know, he had a hard time against Derek Chisora, who's not the best of heavyweights. No disrespect to him, but he's no elite heavyweight. Derek Chisora, you know, every time he stepped up in class, he's been beaten or knocked out. So he's not the best of heavyweights, but he comes and gives it a go and gives it his all. And he gave Usyk a hell of a hard time. You know, I thought he was actually very unlucky not to win the fight.
He almost bullied. I felt, you know, he almost bullied Usyk for the first 4 rounds. You know, there was.
I thought he gave Usyk a really, really hard time. And I thought it was quite unfortunate not to get the victory in the end. But like, having said that, Joshua is much bigger and much stronger than Del Boy, you know, and he's fresher as well. He's younger and fresher. So there's that element. If Joshua decides to come out and be physical and put it on him and attack him, I think Usyk might struggle a little bit.
See, that's my sense as well, is that we might see not him throwing his hand straight away, but really imposing himself, and that, you know, and it could be an easier night's work for him if he does that. I don't feel Usyk should be there at the end, in my view.
No, I don't think it's an easy night's work by any stretch. No. But I do feel if he comes out and imposes his size and his strength, that he'll get on top of Usyk. But if he comes out and kind of tries to sort of stand off him a little bit and be a little bit cuter and box him, I think that's when Usyk will come into his own and outbox Joshua and outpoint him. I think that's what will happen if he comes out and tries to box. I think Usyk wins that fight. But if Joshua uses his attributes, his size and his strength, then I think it's an uphill battle for Usyk to win that one.
Cool. Well, listen, I look forward to...
It's a very interesting fight. It's a very, very interesting fight.
It is. Because you've got to give Usyk a chance, because you can see him getting in position to give Joshua problems as well. And he's got terrific armoury and arsenal and movement and elusiveness and all those things. Look, I look forward to popping down the road to see you in Harlow in the next few weeks.
I look forward to seeing you as well, Gareth. It's always fun when you come down. So, I look forward to seeing you, big man.
Great to see you. Thank you very much. Don't fall asleep too long in that hyperbaric chamber, I don't want you to get too thin.
I'll try my best,
See you later.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.